am so excited. I'm going live for the first time. It's an opportunity for any of you folks out there who want to lean in and ask me a question about shadow work, or actually anything else you want to ask. That's fine too. But we have been really concentrating on, here, let me move this. Yeah, we got it. I want you guys, you can sort of see that back there. I'll talk about it in just a minute with the light side of shadow work and how important it is that we do that to begin with. Oh, JR. Oh, how fascinating. Hello, JR. Thank you so much for leaning in. How important, I'm going to try to stay on track. Any of you witches that know me know that I can just go places I see bright and shiny and I forget what I'm talking about. So the first thing I want to do is talk about how important when you shadow work is. You should do this like you do spring cleaning. Typically, you'll do it for 2 or 3 months, like most of our points of transformation. This is not a one and done, meaning I just do it one time and I don't have to worry. It's not, very few things are like that. All right, everything is a process. Everything happens during a season. And so we have to go back every year. And for some of us, it's what happened that year. All right. And for others of us, we've got some deep hurts that it's going to take us a couple of years to really work through. All right. Let me look. Oh, Lisa says she's at work. I'm sorry. Yvette, what exactly is shadow work? Shadow work is when we recognize those, hello, Tara, those hidden parts of ourselves where we don't want to let people know that we feel insecure. We don't want to let people know that there's a dark side of us. All right. When you lose your temper, you let all that rage come out and then you put it back and act like nothing happened. That's creating a shadow. And we also have good shadows that we've suppressed. All right. We have, like, I was talking with somebody about the shadow of humor. We don't let people know sometimes how funny we are, and we don't join in with it because something's holding us back. Everybody in the room's laughing and we're just sort of, You haven't reached the point to be able to just laugh out loud, all right? So when we start with our shadows, the very first full moon, y'all, I got to put my glasses on to see these comments. Dana's here with us. I'm so happy. And Ashley and Tara, you gotta, Tara staff, your name's killing me, son. But our first shadow is the shadow of self-acceptance and love. And this is about asking, what do I like? What do I need? And what do I want? And recognizing it. And the self-love part, that I'm good enough just the way I am, all right? We're all part of divinity. We're all the divine spark. You are perfect just the way you're supposed to be. And everybody's like, oh, that's big. That's a shadow right there, all right? And I've set up, I don't know how much y'all can see. I hope you can see a little more. I've set up my little self-love. This is my self-love shadow working that I'm going to be doing this weekend. All right. What I've done is found, you guys are going to love this. A 17-year-old, I'm 7. Can y'all see this without the light shining? All right. This is what Karen looked like when she was 17. I know. Isn't that too cute? I went and dug this picture up of myself. All right. That beautiful youth when I just thought the world was amazing. All right. I also have my piece of amethyst behind here. I took a little seashell. Well, not little, but I have a nice size seashell. Y'all can see I've already wrote some nice notes to myself in it. All right. And I'm sitting that right there. I've got me, let me lean over. y'all see, I've got one of Creations from the Hollow. Y'all know I am a fangirl of Groove Shop. She doesn't even know that all the shout outs I do for her, I don't think. But I have a yellow candle that is supposed to open up spirit realm, because that's what I want to do. What candle you put up on your space is yours to choose. All right. And I have my little notepad so that I am going to spend the next moon cycle on Thursday night, or probably Friday night, I think. I'm going to have to look up and see when I'm really vibing on, if I want the waning side of a full moon, or if I want the actual apex of that full moon, or if I want the downside of the full moon. All right. The right time is the one you're vibing on. I'm probably going to wait until closer to Wednesday night to start seeing how I'm vibing. But on the night I decide, I'm going to light my candle and I'm going to stand there and read those notes that I'm writing to myself. And these are little notes of, Taryn, you're a good person. Taryn, you have a great sense of humor. Taryn, all these little things that I like about me. Okay? I'm writing them down to myself. And I'm going to keep all those papers, because the following full moon is when we do the dark side. That's where we have to acknowledge that we've hurt people, we've lied to people. And as I'm acknowledging those, I'm going to have my happy pieces of paper to balance that out. All right. So that I have both sides of it. And on that moon, I do actually, I'll get out that candle. I light a second candle, the second stage of my working. I light an Into Oblivion candle. Again, if you're interested, you could get these from Creations from the Hollow is the shop. And this is completely loaded. This is like a death candle of endings. Not a doom candle, death unto my enemies candle. Those are a little different. This one is very personal. This is about sending, y'all know my phone's going to go off. I'm so sorry. That's all I'm saying. Those are a little different. But this is an Into Oblivion, an ending, a sending it away. And the second part of my working, I will sit this up, light that candle, and acknowledge some of the things that I did this year that were wrong, because I have done things that were wrong this year. All right. We all have. And standing back and thinking, I should have had a little more patience. I should have, stopped and done that. Take 10-second breath, and which a lot of us don't do. All right. Let me see. Now, if y'all have any questions, okay, ask me. Oh, Chris just gave me a poke. And hi, y'all. Finally caught alive. Hi, Taryn. Oh, Derry, Rainbow Witch, Colorful Cottage. She also has a YouTube channel, and I strongly recommend checking her out. She has such a bright, sparky energy that we have here on YouTube. Okay, let's see what y'all's saying. Well, Dana says she loves dairy. All right. Y'all are just too cute, is all I'm going to say. I have been so blessed on YouTube meeting other content creators who are about sending empowering and inspirational messages. Dairy's a Christian witch. I'm a conjuring witch, but we still do magic. And it's about respecting each other's magic. I don't have to understand it. I just got to respect it. All right, y'all keep talking. Let me put my glasses back on. All right. Hello. So happy that you all are joining me today. I'm talking about the shadow working of light, the shadow working of love and self-acceptance, and how important that is. So many times we want to get into those dark, injured areas, but we need to do it from a place of light. We need to do it from that place of love. And when you're starting out and you don't know what to do, what do I do next? Start with a simple mantra, whatever you want to call them. Or when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, be brushing with, today's going to be a great day. Today I can handle everything that happens my way. I am going to do good. I always start my day with 3 mindful stirs of my coffee. On today's going to be a bright, blessed day, and do it. I always say, do it when you brush your teeth, do it when you stir your coffee, do it when you take your shower. Whatever you do, whatever your one thing is that you do every morning, regardless. All right. If that's put your dog outside every morning, put a little note on the door that says you're beautiful, so that when you open that door, you can read that note. All right. And it's when we're dealing with these mantras, this isn't, again, one and done. Like I was saying, very few things are one and done. This is our brain. The magic numbers are 3, 7, and 21. It takes us 3 times to even start getting it in our head. It takes us 7 times before we think about it the next day, and 21 times before it becomes a habit. So you need to commit to yourself that for the next 21 days, I'm going to say something nice about me. All right? I'm going to write a little note to Taryn for 21 days about what I like about Taryn, what I think is cool about her. And I'm going to remind myself of all those notes. And especially today's world right now, I know a lot of us, high pressure, stress, uncertainty. I don't know what word to use, all right? And you just feel like everybody's taking a piece away from you, okay? This is a time to take those pieces back. This is a time to, like I said earlier, what do you want? What do you need? What do you like? All right? Start asking yourself those questions. All right, let me see what I got. Derry. Ooh, shadow work can manifest in various ways. My brick upside down the head illness. What in the world are you writing? Let's see. My brick upside down the head illness. I guess down. Sweetie, I don't understand quite what this is. Okay, all right. And Dana loves the 21-day challenge. Derry, I don't understand quite what your text said. And I think that you may have said it out loud. All right. And Dana reminded me that convincing us to love ourselves is really hard. And I agree. I so agree with the really taking in the statement, I am worthy. That's it. All right. And writing that on a piece of paper, putting it on your bathroom mirror, putting it on your doors, put it on your refrigerator door. If you open your refrigerator door every morning to get your orange juice out of that refrigerator, write down that note to yourself, all right? And say them out loud. When we verbalize it in that energy, we do it with our workings. I talk a lot about, when you're building, you're saying that incantation. You're supposed to be saying it with passion. You're supposed to say it with all the energy inside. That's the same energy you need to be saying these mantras with. I am beautiful. I am worthy. All right. And the first couple of times you're like, I'm foolish. This makes no sense. You don't believe it. You got to keep saying it. All right. All right. Let me look. I like writing it on the mirror with a dry erase marker. Oh, what a brilliant idea. Oh, I like this idea. Tessa Raff gave a brilliant idea of writing your mantra, your empowerment message, whatever you want to call it, on your bathroom mirror with a dry eraser marker. and that way you just wipe it off. Don't use lipstick. All right. In the movies, it looks cool having to clean it up, not to mention lipstick's expensive. All right. When I have a sudden illness, that's my body's way of saying you're frustrated and angry. There's some darkness you need to work through. Ooh, I get what Derry's talking about is shadows. Those, if you keep it inside of you, it will manifest itself physically. All right. If you are not acknowledging that frustration that you're feeling, not acknowledging the unworthiness that you're feeling, your body will take it out on you in physical manifestations, meaning you'll become sickly. All right. You potentially will have an illness. All right. And they say stress related illnesses, stress, I can't think of the word right now, but it affects our immune system, represses. Thank you, Karen. It represses our immune system. All right. So when you are not acknowledging things, you're affecting your body physically. That's the part of laughter is good for you. Laughter is healthy. Laughter gives a chemical response to the body that is very uplifting and healing. So this is so important, this part of self-love and acceptance. And I know I've done several videos on it because I think it's that damn important. All right, let me read again. Okay. And underneath your bed in the morning when you get on your shoes. Oh, I like that, Raina. Yes, if the mind, body, and soul are not all in sync with each other, then yes, you will be sick. All right. And we've also, let's see, aspasia, I got like dyslexia of the brain. Certain organs respond to different emotions. Yes. Y'all have heard of getting sick to your stomach because you're so nervous about something or because of a situation going on where you got something in your life and you'd be like, oh, I know that personally, if I get really, really upset, I do not no food. My tummy is up in knots. It's time to drink some ginger root tea. Time for grounding. Okay. The most important part of all of this is preparation, properly preparing yourself. Take the time to ground, however is your way. We talk about that's bringing all of your energy back into you. Okay, some of us, I personally like to ground down to the roots. I envision a big, beautiful oak tree, and its roots are just running deep, and they're hundreds, thousands of years old. I'm just grabbing a hold of that tree and going into the world with it, knowing that this tree has been here forever, and so too will I. And I have another witchy friend that likes to actually ground upward. So there is no, how do I ground? You're going to have to find the way that works for you. There's literally thousands, and there's thousands upon thousands of new ideas being developed every day. Ultimately, it's about bringing all of your energy back into you. And then taking those deep breaths of self-awareness, taking the deep breaths that I am in control of this situation. All right. There is nothing that's going to happen around me unless I say so. That's where we start doing the next step, protection, where you build up those astral, mental, spiritual walls. You put a bubble around you, and that, or some folks like to do mirrors around them. Again, there are so many techniques, but the goal of all of this is your energy, you're in control, all right? And that you can take those deep, relaxing, releasing breaths. And when you're in that headspace, Then you light your candles. Then you do your working. Okay. Aspeza. Aspeza. Thank you so much. Aspeza. Oh, how beautiful. Aspeza rising. Oh, I love love. What does that mean? What is the story behind your name? This is too pretty of a name. There has to be a story behind it. I'm just like, ooh. And please, that's just, you got the, and if you want to ask me a question that's not about shadow work, I will change train tracks. We can talk about whatever you want to. All right, but give me 1 second because I've got my tea right here. Right before I started this, I made me up a nice ginger root tea with some lemon in it because fresh ginger root tea is one of my favorites. It's also very healthy for you. And especially if you're feeling a little sick, it's good for internal inflammations. It's actually really good for your organs. And here we go, shameless self-promotion. House of Witchcraft, houseofwitchcraft.com/shop. Oh, I tell you, I love a good ginger root tea. That's where you want to take a lemon, slice it in half, and just I sit the lemon in the bottom of my coffee cup and put my other stuff, hot water, my ginger root on top, let it steep. And it will sweeten the lemon juice, and you also pick up the nutrients of the actual lemon rind itself. When you're done, take it out, squeeze it gently, and enjoy your tea. Again, see, I got off subject. All right. Okay, let's see. Aspeza lived in ancient Athens and was arrested numerous times for continuing to educate women and holding philosophical and literary meetings in her home. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. Oh, and you've taken on her role, her energy. I hope you're busy having meetings. Oh, how beautiful. I love this. She does. Sounds like she's a boss. Hello, Anthony. It is so good. I'm so happy you're leaning in today. I plan on being live for about another half hour. I'm doing a 1 hour session. I'll be doing these once a month based on what I am actually doing right now. Like I said, right now, I'm getting ready to be doing my shadow work of self-love and acceptance. And the way I've done that is I've set up my altar, space behind me, the altar of Tarot. And I went and found a cute picture of me when I was 17 years old. I have my yellow candle set up for just giving it up to spirit astral realms. That's the candle I chose. And I have my seashell. And every day for the next 21 days, I'm going to write something nice in it about me. This coming weekend, when we have the full moon, I'm going to light this candle up, say a couple of prayers. Like I said, I'm going to have my 21 notes. So that way, when I lean into March's full moon, where I'm going to be working those darker shadow sides, I have a bowl of happy Terran. I have things to balance it with. When I have to acknowledge and I have to take accountability and responsibility for the fact I hurt someone, it doesn't mean I'm at all a bad person. It means I had a bad action, a bad moment. I need to take accountability, responsibility for that. And I need to make amends, all right? And not necessarily running back and apologizing to everybody, because sometimes you can't do that. What making amends is a lot of times is by acknowledging what you've done. You also take on that mantra of, I know better now, so I do better, all right? And that, yes, this is what happened. This is where I was responsible for it. I did not do that right. And in the future, I am going to do better. I know better now, so I'm going to do better. Okay? We can't go back and change the past. I can't go back in 20, 30 years ago. All right? And sometimes I can't even go back 6 months ago. But when I move forward, I can do it from that place of light, from that place of love and understanding, and acknowledging that I hurt someone and that I'm going to strive really hard not to do it again. All right. That is the amends that I make. And so this is give yourself a break and be kind to yourself. We are just I said it earlier. We ask everybody else, what do I want? Or you'll ask, what do you want? What do you need? What do you like? And y'all go bust your ass to go make someone else happy. When was the last time you busted your ass to make yourself happy? When was the last time you really did something that you like, something that you wanted, something that you loved? All right. That is part of self-acceptance and love, is asking, this is what I need, so I'm going to do it. This is what I like, so I'm going to do it. This is what I want, so I'm going to do it. All right, let me put my glasses back on. Positive affirmations, what Carl says. Yes, positive affirmations will rewire our brain. Does cleaning help? Cleansing, spiritual cleansings are what we use to prepare ourselves to go through those shadows and acknowledging them. All right. And the first shadows we go through are the ones of love and self-acceptance. They're the hardest ones, actually, to get into. It's easy enough to say, I was a real shit to so-and-so 10 years ago, and I lied to him, I misrepresented, and let it go. All right. And we can process that a lot easier than when we have to process the self-acceptance. That's a very hard thing to process. So don't feel like, oh, it didn't work. It's never going to work. No, honey, you got to do it every year, and you got to chip away at that pile of shit is basically what you got to do. And every year you got to take a couple more wheelbarrow loads of it out and slowly get it out of you. All right. Some of you have been really programmed almost with a sense of not good enough. You are good enough. You're good enough just the way you are. Now you got to believe it. All right. If magic comes from focus, will, and intent, these are all inside of us. You want to do powerful magic? You got to get up in here. To get up in here, you got to accept who you are. You got to love who you are, both your good sides and your bad sides. All right, let me look. All right, any questions? Tell us more about Aradia, please. Okay? Right, no stuffing stuff in the cracks. Speaking of having to police others, my little white dog is demanding I take him out. I completely understand that. Okay, so you want to know more, the goddess Aradia. Let's see. Actually, she's a modern goddess. She is making her first appearance to us in the mid-1800s. Within her lore, she is deemed to be a daughter of Diana. Charles Leland wrote the Gospel of Aradia, saying he based it on folklore of Italian Strega witches. I would love to believe Carl, or I would really love to believe him. I think he's great, but okay, I'm not sure who this guy is, but 1 second. All right. How do we get rid of an idiot? And give me 1 second, sweeties. All right, I just had somebody decide. Okay, I don't know. What in the world? Why do I want to vote for Cayenne, and why is this guy putting it in my comments? Okay, I just figured it out. I did it, Dana. I think I can. Okay, I think I fixed him. Thank you, Anthony, for doing that. Why did he do that to us? That wasn't very nice of him. And why do I want to vote for Cayenne in 2024? Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Oh, the goddess Aradia. Yeah, I'm not going to fall off my train track on this one. The charge of the goddess, Doreen Valente wrote it. And the opening lines to it are, hear now the words of the great mother, she who has many names, some which have been forgotten. All right, that's where I put the goddess Aradia. She's an old goddess whose name has been forgotten. She's to the mist of times. She's come to us new. Her name is Aradia. All right. She was revealed to Charles Leland and a group of mystical, magical folks, some who called themselves witch and some who did not. And this story has started. We're seeing it evolving now. If you are a devotee, she is considered to be a goddess of modern witches. All right. She's here to do it in a new way and return us. And okay, let me see what's happening now. Okay, why is he doing this? This is sort of weird. Okay, give me 1 second. I have to figure this out again. Okay. And okay, I think I did it again. Why do they want us? This is the most insane troll. Yes, I get the fact that it's a troll. And okay. And this is their idea of fun. And I'm new to this, so it takes me a second to do it. Okay. See, you'll have to delete. I am trying to delete, and I don't see. Okay. All right. I think I took care of them. Okay. I didn't find the button that says that you're a crud. I put him in timeout. I don't remove. Will that just remove all of him? Okay. All right. Now this is where I get that hashtag hex for a cause, is all I'm saying. And I think I was just getting, no, I'm too foolish. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes the tech overwhelms me and I am still learning it. I reached out into this world knowing that there's good witches out there who will help me out. Okay. Shadow work attracts demons in a very literal sense. LOL. That is so true. And stop discussions. Oh, remember, nothing's a coincidence. And they're back. Oh, too funny. And isn't that hilarious? You're right. It's almost like it points the demons, okay, come out. Physical demons come out. They're out there tearing us down and all the things we do. And it's up for us. Just keep doing it. Keep doing you, boo. That's what I'm going to say. Don't worry about these folks. They ain't nothing. If this is all they got time to do, think how sad the rest of their life is. Maybe we should be sending them all a blessing. All right? I mean, because realistically, that is really just pathetic and sad that that's what they're spending their time on. And so I think we all should collectively send them a little blessing, and then under our breath, let's curse the keyboard that they're using. You know what I'm saying? All right. We'll send out a little bit of light and darkness to these folks. Let them play. Okay, yeah, or mirror back to them. Yes, let's just on it. I'm gonna hex them. Yeah, said don't hex them, just hex the keyboard. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so you had back to the goddess Aradia, and that she is a modern, evolving goddess. She is a goddess that's returned to us. I think she's returned in a time where we need her. I think a lot of our young witches really resonate with her story. Okay. And if you want to spend time with her, then that's, we have just a little lore on her. All right. Take that little bit and set up a very simple altar. All right. And start your own personal relationship. And that's where we meditate, sit down and journal. Start writing down the thoughts that are coming into your head. All right. Okay, and let no one can make you or break you unless you give them the power to do so. I love you, Carl. That is, yes, yes. All right. We give folks the power, and that is so true. And you can take the power back. You can take the power away. You don't have to give it to folks. All right. And Chris says, shadow work requires deep honesty with ourselves. Yes, it does. It's time to say some stuff out loud to yourself, but also to say it out loud in a kind, a loving, and a forgiving way. This isn't beating yourself up, stand in front of the mirror, talk about, I got to get more patience. Why do I never say the right thing? Why am I always doing this? That's not shadow work, all right? Shadow work is acknowledging that sometimes I get a little impatient. I need to learn more patience. This coming year, I'm going to work on counting to 5 before I speak. All right? Where we break it down and find an action plan that we can bring forward. Okay? I mean, one of my worst habits is I interrupt people. Honey, I tell you, and that's where I sit there and think, I have got to work on this, okay? Because my interrupting sometimes shut down people, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. And I had a friend sit and talk with me, and all of a sudden I was like, wow, I got to look at myself a little different. It wasn't I got to beat myself up. It wasn't Taryn's been doing terrible things, but now I'm looking a little differently at where I'm excited to let all the words out of my head, how that's really affecting people around me. And so this year, my goal is not to interrupt people as much. And I'm going to work on it. All right. And it also parts of so. Oh, I love this. Yes. Chris is talking about that we also, there are parts of us that we may have to mourn, parts of us that we've lost. seasons that we've lost and how important the process of mourning is. And this is something that in today's world, society doesn't teach it. And typically, a good mourning, a good season is a year and a day. All right. All right. Let me see what that says. All right. And to really, oh, thank you so much, Jasmine. How very sweet of you. That is really okay. All right, JR, you keep yay Aradia, yay Aradia. You know what I will do for you, JR? I'm going to write it down and I'm going to go pull all of my notes up. I'm going to create an altar to Aradia, and then I'm going to turn on this camera and talk about her when she is around, when I can bring that energy up. Okay? What I was talking about earlier are things off the top of my head. I wish I could sit here with just everything's in my brain. Unfortunately, it's not. But I will make a video all about the goddess Aradia and all I've experienced and what I've heard other witch folk have experienced. All right. Now, where are we back to? Yes, now Dana's excited and Outdoor Girl 24 is excited. And so we have on the schedule for next month a video for Aradia. And like I said, I will set up an altar to her so that way we can be all up in her energy and we can sit and have a discussion. Oh, that will be wonderful. I like this. Oh, you are such smart witches. Thank you so much. Okay. Now y'all are talking too fast. Okay. Life, death, and rebirth, Phoenix energy. I find that helpful and personal energy. Life, death, and rebirth, cycle of it. Our shadows go through them too. All right. Those are talking where when I do my dark shadow working, I light a candle of endings. I like a type of a death candle. I want that done. I want those shadows no more. I'm killing them because I'm going to replace that with all of the good shadows. And I've just spent I'm going to spend 21 days creating some really positive energy to put back in to replace those areas where I've let those dark shadows out. All right. Yes. Release that which no longer provides joy. That is so true in all things in our lives. All right, give me 1 sec. I gotta take another sip here. The big thing in what this, and I'm gonna determine to stay on topic, your shadows of love and self-acceptance. This coming full moon, the energy is right. It is all lined up for you. The universe has already done it all. You just got to show up. All right. You sit your little place and start writing good messages to you. You know, make a commitment to yourself that you're going to light that candle and you're going to give 21 days of good messages to you. All right. All right. What you got here going on? Let me see. Joy is recreated by the release itself. That is true because you do feel good. You do feel it. Okay, society is always telling us to work on so many things at once. Tesseract is asking me this. How many things do you recommend working on at once when doing shadow work? How many shadows are too many? Oh, well, goodness, don't overwhelm yourself. This isn't about trying to pick yourself apart and come up with everything. What comes to your head that are the prominent things when you sit and meditate, all right, and those first thoughts that come out, those are probably the most prominent shadows that you need to work on. All right. If you have to sit and think about it, don't sit and think, I got to think of a list of 10 horrible things about me. All right. Just work on what you're feeling in the moment. Stand in it. That's true. I like that. Just work on what you're feeling. And Chris says there's only one shadow self. It just has different things going on in it. That's as where some people feel that each emotion, each circumstance, each experience creates its own shadow. And I don't think it matters one or many. What I think matters is that you acknowledge how you're feeling. All right. A lot of us have that sense of not being good enough, being unworthy, not being smart enough. You look around and you feel like everybody else is doing better than me. There has to be something wrong with me. Well, back up and look. You're comparing yourself on a materialistic level. Our society prizes acquisition of goods. All right. Whoever, that's it. And it's a very empty feeling. That's why most of them are laying on couches and popping pills. All right. Because they got all the good stuff, but they don't feel it in here. And real wealth, all right, is when we feel good about ourselves and when we have a community of people that uplift and inspire us. That's wealth. All right. But our society doesn't want us to have that. Instead, they want you to feel bad that you don't have a big house like your neighbor, you don't drive a new car, you don't do this, you don't have the cool handbag. All right. That is just empty physical items. There is never enough of them. But when we work within ourselves, we find out that we are good enough. There is just enough. I don't need anything else. And that doesn't work for consumerism. Consumerism always wants you to feel like you need something. All right. So you have to learn to step out of the material world and into the spiritual world. And a lot of times start your statements up. I am a spiritual being. I am beauty. All right. And really taking that in and saying it if you need to, saying it 5 times out loud, 7 times out loud, 9 times out loud. I am a spiritual being. I am beauty. All right. And take it in and breathe it. And start looking at life as to the wealth that you really have. Okay, let me get my glasses on. I just got out of the rants. The parts to the shadow self are the outer world, ego self, and shadow and inner world. Carl Tung, yes, of course. All right. Oh, you guys have such good stuff. You shed that pain and you provide a space for joy to fill. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Kay. So good to see you. That is why it's so important to acknowledge the love, to acknowledge the good in you, so that when you're letting go of that pain, you've already planted seeds of beauty in yourself to grow. All right? Where you start feeling it. Oh, let your sincerity of all of this, all right? Start saying those affirmations every day. Let your sincerity become your beauty. Okay? There are people, and y'all know what I'm talking about, who radiate beauty. There's just something about them. You just feel it when they're there, all right? They're some of the prettiest people you'll ever get to be around. And this has nothing to do with physical attraction or how someone looks. This is about the fact that their spirit is beautiful. And part of the journey to getting there is love and self-acceptance. As knowing you're good enough just the way you are, all right? You don't have to worry about it. You just got to show up. Everything you need is already in here, okay? And it's up for you to go in there and find the joy of the moment and to celebrate it. Not be sitting there worried about, am I good enough? I'm not doing this right. Oh no, I said something wrong. And all those insecurities coming out. Okay. All right, let me look again. Oh, this is what we talked. Yes, Chris made a very, very powerful statement of learning to stand, take it in, and making the statement of I am. I am. All right. That's back to you're divine. You're a part of divinity. You're a part of the universe. We are all stardust. You are. I am. All right. Our affirmations and mantras don't have to be long paragraph things. It's profound words that move us, transformation. So something as simple as I am is probably the most powerful mantra I've heard in the longest time. Chris and I had a discussion about this a while ago, and I wrote it in my book because I was like, wow, that is powerful. Another one of our House of Witchcraft folks, Robert, and I'll give him his shout out. He has the evening magic channel, but he has a series of affirmations that he does that they're all very simple. I am beauty. All right, and the way he starts his thing, I'm not going to say ritual, but when he's sitting his space, you'll see him take this deep breath and exhale, and he'll be like, I am speaking with my true voice now. And the shift in energy when he does it is amazing. All right. It's where he's shifting and acknowledging that I am a spiritual being. And if you ever, it's just so powerful. Oh, thank you, JR. You're absolutely right. I need to make sure I have a moderator or two next time on that. This is my first time going live on just Facebook all by myself. And I'm so proud of myself for doing it, but at the same time, I'm realizing it always takes a coven of witches to do it. And as above, so below, as the universe, so the soul. You know it, Anthony. And Raina, love the I am and I feel statements and counseling. Yes. All right. And thank you so much, Chris, for leaning in. A lot of times, what we are doing is self-counseling, self-healing. All right. The world's been tough. We all have stories before we get to magic space. We got a lot of healing to do before we can start working on healing others. And that's what this is all about. I will, JR. Next month, I will make sure to have a couple of folks as moderators so that they can press the button faster than I can. I had to find the button too, which is the worst part of it. But I think I have it figured out now. Yes, thank you, Chris. All right, witches, I am going to go back to self-acceptance and love. Work those shadows. 21 days. 21 days of saying something nice about you. Find your little ball, and I want to show y'all just one more just for fun. Let me go back here. I had to go dig this picture up. All right. This is what can y'all, let me get it out of the light. There it is. There it is. There it is. That was 10. It was me at 17. And when I saw, I was digging because I wanted to find a picture of me, and I saw it. I thought, that's a perfect little picture. Perfect little picture. And so I put it up here. This is my working of self acceptance and love. And I'm going to spend the next 21 days writing notes to me. All right. This full moon, I'm going to light that candle and I'm going to say a couple of words to divinity. And that's about just speaking in the moment, which is just say out loud whatever you are feeling. All right. Let me read again. And yes, 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 yes. In the primordial self, it is our, okay. People forget, in my opinion, even in the light, our shadow is primordial, our animal self as well. It is our base survival mode and the base animal, which really is not good or bad. Yes, it just is. I agree. I understand what you're saying. 17 is going to be your magic number, Anthony. Good for you. Perfect. All right, witches, I want to thank each and every one of you who joined in and helped me with this. I hope all y'all found some good information. And I want to hear your 21 days of self acceptance and love. Keep me posted. Of course, I want you to go to houseofwitchcraft.com. We have a newsletter. Hit that subscribe button. It'll keep you updated on everything we have going on. And on Facebook, we have the House of Witchcraft group. You can join there as well, where we're constantly posting wonderful things. All right, witches, I'm going to say thank you, thank you. And of course, you know it never changes. I want y'all to have as bright of a blessed day as I've had. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and abobo. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you all so much.